So in the last video, we saw that the USA had an absolute advantage in the production of wheat. So the USA has, and I'm just going to write an absolute advantage, AA, in wheat. And then we also saw that no one had an absolute advantage in coal because 15 was equal to 15. So now that we've kind of talked about the concept of absolute advantage, we're ready to talk about the concept of comparative advantage. And to talk about comparative advantage, we need to introduce the concept of opportunity cost. So the best way to think about opportunity cost in my mind is that the opportunity cost is equal to what you have to sacrifice. And this is by no means a formal definition, but it's a good working definition in my mind. So the opportunity cost of producing, let's say, of producing 30 units of wheat for the USA. So let me write this down. This is kind of a lot to say. So the opportunity cost of 30 wheat for the USA is equal to 15 units of coal. And so this, to me, written out, isn't as helpful as looking at the graph. And so here's how you interpret the graph. To go from 0 to 30 wheat, to go from 0 units of wheat to 30 units of wheat, so this is plus 30, you have to sacrifice 15 units of coal. So you give up, or you minus 15 units of coal. So then we can kind of simplify this. We have that 30 wheat is equal to 15 coal. So if I divide both sides by 15, and this is the way that you'll normally see it, then you have 2 wheat is equal to 1 unit of coal. And that's going to run out of room, so I will just erase all of this and we'll go back down a little bit more. So then just over here we could say, or 2 wheat is equal to 1 unit of coal. And so that's the way, this is the way that you normally see opportunity cost represented. So what that means is to produce 1 unit of coal, to go, and I'm just going to draw this really, really tiny, to go get 1 unit of coal, just this little increase, you have to give up 2 units of wheat. So you have to give up 2 units of wheat. And so the way that you would see that is if you were producing 30 units of wheat, if you were all the way out here, to go up and then just produce just 1 little teeny unit of coal, you have to go 2 units down. You have to go 2 units down in wheat. So you can produce 1 unit of coal and 28 units of wheat, but you can't produce 1 unit of coal and 30 units of wheat. You have to sacrifice 2 units of wheat. So this is the opportunity cost of coal in terms of wheat, or we could also say that 1 unit of wheat is equal to half a unit of coal, and then we'd have the opportunity cost of wheat in terms of coal. So now let's go do the exact same thing for Canada. So for Canada then, we're going to have that the opportunity cost of 5 units of wheat, 5 wheat for, and I'm just going to abbreviate Canada as CA, is equal to 15 units of coal. And so we can simplify this and say that 1 wheat is equal to 3 coal for Canada. So we can see then that Canada, I'm going to go ahead and put the USA in terms of wheat. So we can say for the US also that 1 wheat is equal to half a unit of coal. Just dividing both of those by 2. I hope that that's clear. I'm kind of just taking a shortcut there. So we can see then that what a comparative advantage means is that you have a lower opportunity cost. So a lower opportunity cost. So then which company has a comparative advantage in producing wheat? And we can see that very, very clearly the USA has a comparative advantage in producing wheat. So you know what, let me pick a different color here. We'll use this lighter blue, and that will be the comparative advantage. We'll put a little star back up here. So this is the comparative advantage in wheat is the USA. Because for 1 unit of wheat, the USA only has to give up half a unit of coal. Whereas to produce 1 unit of wheat, Canada has to give up 3 units of coal. Now we're going to go see, though, that Canada has a comparative advantage in the production of coal. And here's how we're going to see that. So for Canada, one coal, hold on, I'll make that a little cleaner. COAL is equal to 1/3 a unit of wheat. Whereas for the US, 1 unit of coal was equal to 2 units of wheat. So because 1 unit of coal is only equal to 1/3 a unit of wheat, and 1/3 right here is less than 2 for the USA, Canada has a comparative advantage, in the production of coal. And so that's all that I want to say about comparative advantage. A nation has a comparative advantage in the production of a good if it has a lower opportunity cost. And in this example, the USA had a comparative advantage in the production of wheat, and Canada had a comparative advantage in the production of coal. And then, sorry, one other thing that I do want to say is that when you're trying to figure out which nation has a comparative advantage in what, it always helps to get if you're trying to talk about who has a comparative advantage in coal, you want to get 1 unit of coal, like I did here. You don't want to try and compare 3 units of coal to 1 unit of wheat when you're trying to find the comparative advantage for coal. And then when we were talking about wheat, you saw that I used the opportunity cost where I had 1 wheat is equal to 1/2 a unit of coal, and this one over here where I had 1 wheat is equal to 3 units of coal. So that's all that I want to say. I hope that that made sense, and then in the next video we'll be talking about terms of trade.